Well, Bobby, this one's for you. I don't have any arms to hold him yet. I'm not there yet.
No holders, huh?
No, not that bougie. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Ray.
Oh, we're on. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. We were just talking forever, so now the show is officially over. No.
I was wondering. That was all preliminary.
Yeah.
Preliminary.
No, we were talking favorite bands. Your past experience of bands, where you were, where you are. You hail from Warren, Ohio, and now you're in Nashville.
Ohio.
Yeah, Youngstown, Ohio.
Youngstown, Ohio. My wife, she was from Champion. And so it took 50-some years to meet her. And then, so we always say, because nobody knows where Warren is in Nashville, we always say we're from Youngstown. Sometimes I feel like maybe I should say that we're from Warren, because I feel like I leave her out. But we're from Youngstown, Ohio.
I bet Dave Grohl was also saying Youngstown whenever he was coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dave.
But now you're in Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee. Always wanted to be there. Ever since I heard Johnny Cash and watching Hee Haw, listening to country music. And I knew that's where it all came from, was Nashville. However, Nashville is not the Nashville that I would have grown up with. It's all changed now. In fact, country music is not country music like it used to be growing up, They have all kinds of music down there now. You can hear it all. You can hear blues and rock and bro country. And
I'm not a big fan of the bro country.
Yeah, well, you don't have enough time on this podcast to talk about that. Yeah, there's all kinds of different music. It's not just country music anymore. I got a friend of mine who plays down there regularly, and I can't even tell you what kind of music he plays, but it's like country swing. Okay. And he's starting to really do good. In fact, if he's listening, I'm very jealous of you, Austin Root. But yeah, he's just tearing it up. He's got a band called the Shirt Tuckers.
Okay.
And they are good. It's like I said, it's old fashioned, asleep at the wheel, I think, Western swing. And, yeah. So you get all kinds of music down there, And it seems to me that the guys are trying to be Luke Combs. All the girls are trying to be Taylor Swift. And then there's the third group are the people who just want to do their own thing.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with Luke Combs or Taylor Swift, but I feel like there's better talent out there than those two. For instance, I like there's a new guy right now, Jesse Wells. He does a whole bunch of like storytelling songs. They're quick and easy, but they're all relevant if you've ever heard of him.
No, I've never heard of him. Our group, I think there's entry level, and then there's, your higher echelon. I mean, I've been told there's 80-some thousand songwriters, performers that are down in Nashville. We've only skimmed the surface. We're not down in where there's every night there's people playing down there, every night somewhere. And I think in the little bit of time that I've been there, I've been able to carve out my little niche, and I've been able to make some good friends, and that's my little part in Nashville. But like I said, there are how you get to the higher levels. You gotta know people who know people who know people who know people who know people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, the longer you're there, the more people you're going to know, right?
Sure. Like I said, I think the little bit of time that we've been there, we've done
4 years
good.
now.
4 years. Yeah, we've done pretty good. We've had successful writers rounds, and we have a band, and I play in nursing homes during the day, and then do solo shows. So I play somewhere just about every night, somewhere, or during the day.
Well, it's good that music is keeping you busy. That's a great sign, right?
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have it, because, I've worked a regular job. I met my wife selling headstones at Ventling Memorials, and they're out at, Youngstown. There's a plug for you, Gary, free. And, I've done property management, and the list goes on. So I've worked regular jobs. If I could have played music, if I knew then what I know now, I think I would have tried to do it a long, long time ago.
Yeah, the Nashville move?
Yeah. But never would have met Adrian, and we wouldn't be where we are today. But I also think that, you got to go through things in life to get to certain places. Everything happens for a reason. And so I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
That's a good way to look at it. Now, I imagine music has taken you to quite a bit of different venues, different states. What's the furthest music has taken you away from Ohio or Nashville?
Iowa. And that's a funny story. So I got a buddy that I met. He came down to Nashville. His name was Addison Haas. And he had a song called Poopin' and Crying.
Okay.
And it is exactly what it sounds like. Pooping and crying. And he had never been to Nashville, and we invited him to our writers rounds, and so we became friends. And he invited me to go to this what was it called? No, what was the name of the Northeast Iowa Collective, something like that. It was just, but when he's telling you this stuff, your mind's going like, wow, I'm going to Iowa. I'm going to go play. I'm the featured performer. I'm coming from Nashville. They're going to promote it like that. Dude, when I got there, after we paid to fly in to Cedar Rapids, and we played in this little bar called Leroy's, it was something that I never would have imagined. Actually, I would have imagined it, because things just don't turn out the way you think they would be. It was it looked like a ghost town where it was. And there was nobody there except the regulars at Leroy's bar. We played, the thing started at what time? Started at noon. I didn't go on till 7 o'clock. So I had to hear 3 other performers before I got up to play. Brutal. But we did it. It was fun. And made some good friends there. And I think that's the furthest that I've played. I took my music. What was really neat about that, before we went to Iowa, I drive Uber down in Nashville. I picked up this couple that was from Iowa. And I told them that I was going to be at this bar I want to say it was called Aurora, Iowa. I don't even think it has a name, but I think it was Aurora. And they came and saw me.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was the highlight of it all, other than tripping and falling at the Field of Dreams and getting over 1,000 views on TikTok. You try to do what you can to put your music out to get streams, and then you go ahead and you trip and fall at the Field of Dreams. And you explode.
You were at the actual Field of Dreams?
Field of Dreams.
That's cool. That's in Iowa.
Iowa.
That's cool that those people came out to see you.
That was, I couldn't believe it. Adrian, she was sitting there, and I guess, was it the guy? The lady came up and told Adrian that they saw me in Nashville, and they came out. So I thought that was really cool.
How'd your friend even hear about this this thing going on here?
Well, he just moved down. I mean, you know, people always want to come to Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wanted a place to play in Nashville. And at that time, we had our writers' round that we had at an axe throwing bar. And he reached out to us by Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and we booked him. And he came down and he played and just became friends after that. And then he invited us to come out to that in Iowa. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, that's cool. So earlier you
I can't get over how much you look like your dad, dude. I'm serious. I used to play drum. Ron, his dad used to play drums in a band that my buddy Jody Strong and me had. And Ian's dad, Ron, was our drummer, and you look just like him.
I have a picture to show you after this. I can verify it.
You have a picture
no
of the
denying
band?
me.
You have a picture of the band?
No, my dad.
Okay. All right.
There's no denying me. We're twins.
For sure.
Yeah, he couldn't get away with it. Yeah, I've had random people come up and call me Ron, and I always know they're talking to me too. I hear Ron. Ron.
You even talk like him. If I close my eyes, and I haven't seen your dad in years. Yeah. Anyway, people say I look like my dad too. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, my dad has was here hairline, so I'm growing it while I can. So it'll be longer for probably another 2 or 3 years. And
yeah,
just enjoying it.
Enjoy it while you have it, as it goes.
Earlier, you were telling me a little bit about your writing process, how you take inspiration from just everyday events of life that you see. And you say the lyrics come first.
Absolutely.
I agree. That's how I do all of my writing. I'll see something or something just comes in my mind, and I can't let it go until it gets on paper.
You know what happens with me? It usually happens when I'm sleeping. It wakes me up out of a sound sleep, and then I can't go back to sleep
until you get it out.
And I have my phone on the side of the bed on my nightstand, and I debate with myself for a half hour to whether to grab it or not, because once I grab it, the light's going to come on the phone, and it just might wake up my wife. And then once she's awake, it's very hard for her to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to be very careful when I choose this. So what I do is I turn the brightness all the way down. So it's like, it's hurting my eyes to look at it, but I got to get it on the phone. So I remember it when I wake up in the morning. And then a lot of times it's like, what in the world is this? What was I doing? I don't know. Do you watch Seinfeld?
Yeah, here and there.
Okay, well, there was an episode where Jerry had a dream, and he got up and he wrote it down, and then nobody understood what it meant. He didn't understand what it meant, and it was just so dumb. Anyway, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it works out really well. But there's no way I can just get up and start, playing my guitar at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I could if my wife wouldn't care. Excuse me, I'd go in the other room and do it. But at that moment, I just got to get the words on paper. The idea, and the idea of, like I was telling you earlier, you only have so many chords that you could play with. before it starts running into something that you've already written or it already sounds like something else, you know. So that's why I like the lyrics. And that usually sets the tone of how I want to start it out with. If I want to write a happy song, you write it in a major key.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a sad song, breakup song, you write in a minor key. You know, a rock and roll song, you usually play key of A, key of E, you know. But like I said, you get the idea when you start coming up with what you want to write about.
Yeah, okay. Then the guitar comes next after you think you have lyrics down that are sufficient.
And then I'll bring the guitar out. Like I just wrote this new song today. And Adrian had this idea. I mention Adrian a lot because she's really special. She's all part of the creative process with my band, with my shows and everything. And it wouldn't be in Nashville wasn't for her.
Shout out to
her. But anyway,
her.
that's the plug for Adrian. Adrian. Anyway, I said that because she goes, you always write songs that have stories. Why don't write something stupid? We were listening to Raspberry Beret by Prince.
Mm-hmm.
That song makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, it does and it doesn't. And Adrian says, you need to make a song up like that. How, pink fluffy slippers and then she said purple sunglasses. And I actually wrote a song called Purple Sunglasses. I don't have any music for it yet, but that's the next phase, is to pull out the guitar and see if this is anything or if it's just a poem and it goes in the box, stays on the phone,
Yeah.
So it comes up 2 years later and you're like, I wrote this when I was in Youngstown, Ohio, But yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, ooh, and then I delete it real quick, or I'm like, I kind of had something, and then I kind of work on it a little bit more. But most of the time it's, ooh, I can't believe I wrote that.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I don't know if you know anything about co-writing, but down in Nashville, the big thing down there is they want you to co-write. Find somebody and co-write. Find several people and co-write a song. I've been an only child, so when I first started playing guitar, and I never had anybody to write with. Closest person I had to write with was my best friend, and we never wrote. We just never wrote. I think I wrote one time with a friend that I played in my Christian rock group that I had in the 90s after the band that I played with your dad. I think we wrote a song together, or he wrote the music and I wrote the lyrics. But when you go to Nashville, they want you to co-write. But I find it easier to just write myself. Now, I've had some success with a co-write. My buddy up in Michigan, we've written a couple songs together, which is Mushroom, the one I told you about. And we wrote Shoot from the Hip. We haven't recorded that one yet. And another one that he's in the process of recording called Bottom Shelf Whiskey. His name's Roland Brummett. He's from Michigan. So he's the only one that I've really written. But no, I wrote with Kinsley Wood. I forgot all about that song. Why haven't I been playing that song? Yeah, it's a good song. And I'll give you the backstory of that because I can say it now. Adrian's boss, okay, he was having an affair down in Mexico. He went on a trip to Mexico. And Adrian's telling me about this. I can't believe this dirtbag's doing this. And it ended up that he cheated on his wife with somebody that he met at a tiki bar or whatever. And I thought, that's a really good idea for a song. And I told Kinsley about it, and we sat down and we wrote it. It's called My New Friend Comes to Town. And so those are the only co-writes that I have. But those were really good ideas that I was able to bounce off my friends and stuff. But that's the key. Friends it's easier to write with friends than writing with total strangers, because a lot of times you spend a lot of time wasting time. You don't come up with anything.
Are you ever scared that they'll just steal what you already wrote?
My friends?
Well, no, the strangers.
No, I don't think so, because even if they did, you have proof on your phone that you wrote it. Everything now is time stamped. That's why you really don't have to do copyrights anymore, because it's all time stamped on your phone. Well, I started writing this on November 14th. It's right there on my phone. And then if you have revisions and stuff like that, it still tells you when it was first created. So I don't think anybody was going to, steal your stuff. I used to think that all the time. That's why I sent all my songs to the Washington, D.C. Copyright Office, and I paid that ridiculous fee of $65. And it takes you 3 months to get a paperback that says, yes, your songs are copywritten in the United States of America. Well, no one's ever even tried to steal my songs. So I don't think that's an issue.
Okay,
well,
that's good.
I don't think like it used to be. I have to worry about stealing somebody else's songs.
Well, accidentally?
No, purposefully. I'm kidding.
No, I'm always scared. I started just sharing my poems and stuff that I write at the end of like episodes, or just here and there.
Are you gonna steal my songs?
Most definitely. Yeah. It's actually gonna be my theme song after today, "The Preacher's Daughter."
There you go. That's a good song.
Not without permission. None of the songs.
No,
But
I'm just kidding.
I won't steal your songs. But if I had to steal one, it'd probably be "The Preacher's Daughter."
Well, thank you. No one's ever wanted to steal one of my songs before, so thank you.
Man, about a year and a half after you forget about this interview, K1 and I are going to release a cover of that.
A rap version of that. She was the preacher's daughter. Yeah. I'm glad you like that song. There's another singer-songwriter in Nashville. Her name's Birdie Morgan, and she's really good. She loves Preacher's Daughter, and I think the reason why I have as many streams as I do is because she just puts it on repeat. I might be exaggerating, but she says she likes it and she plays it a lot.
No, that's a good tune. So I found you on YouTube Music. It seems like you're more popular on Spotify. Can we find you everywhere there?
Yeah, everywhere on Spotify, but you got to make sure that you pick up the right Bobby Ray, because there's another Bobby Ray out there, and he is not me.
What's the distinction?
He's black and I'm white.
Okay. Should be pretty easy to tell.
I don't know how else to say it. Or even if I would have said, well, he's a rapper and I'm not, but that's still, So I have to.
You have to click on him and check.
I just have to say, he's African American and I'm not.
I'll be right back. I'm going to switch this up.
He's switching it up. You're talking about the records?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing some good stuff.
That was a good one for the background, I think. I kind of heard it.
Yeah. Are you on pause or are we still live?
No, right now it's still recording.
Oh, okay.
I don't really do a lot of editing. I'll edit out like the beginning before I introduce you.
Yeah.
Up to that point, and then throughout this, I might just edit out whatever if I get up to switch. But I mean, I probably won't. It might be a little too much work for me at the time.
Sure. Are these condenser mics?
They are.
I thought so.
I looked up which ones I should get. That was the recommended one. I'll do that.
I got a condenser mic that I use for recording. At least that's what Sweetwater talked me into. I don't know if it's any good or not. Seems like it does a good job.
Yeah, I don't know what I should or shouldn't be recording with. I heard them with it, so I just went with it there. I mean, they pick up sound.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, they're doing their job.
Now, who's this? The Eagles?
Yeah, I want to sound a little bit more upbeat.
Oh,
yeah.
What are you saying? The boss doesn't have upbeat songs?
No, that was upbeat. Just something to keep it going.
No,
just a new style, though.
No, you can't go wrong with the Eagles.
No,
they're the greatest rock, other than the Beatles. I think the Eagles are the best rock band, without a doubt. They are just, the harmonies are spot on, and I'm talking Eagles with Glenn Frey, not Vince Gill. I just want to put that out there. The lineup with if you followed the Eagles, it was Glenn Frey and it was Don Henley, and everybody else was just, in my opinion, secondary. But Joe Walsh,
Joe Walsh
playing the guitar, and Don Felder, good night. You can't beat. Eagles, best band ever. And then 422 West.
And then 422 West. then the Beatles.
And then the Beatles. I think REO Speedwagon's up there too. I always loved REO Speedwagon.
I haven't listened to too much REO.
I select REO Speedwagon.
I've listened to their, I guess, most popular songs, but I'm blanking on what even they are right now.
Take It on the Run.
Yeah.
Keep on Loving You. I Can't Fight This Feeling.
Yeah.
Hotel California. No, I'm kidding. It was an REO Speedwagon.
I agree that Eagles and the Beatles are probably best bands, but mine are flipped.
Yeah.
I'm a Beatles first kind of guy.
Yeah. How did I know that? So was your dad. Your dad was a big Beatles fan.
I'm not a Stones guy at all, though.
You know what? Neither am I. It's so funny because the guys that are in my band don't like the Stones either. Because I mentioned about doing Satisfaction or Honky Tonk Women, those standard Stones songs. They're like, I hate the Stones. I'm like, okay, we don't have to do any Stones songs. But you got to play with the audience once to hear.
Yeah.
And so,
if they want to hear the Stones, they're
guys, we got to play
Paint It Black.
Stones songs. I don't want to do that song. I like Satisfaction, Honky Tonk Women. I like Dead Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good Stone song. And then, their slower stuff, like Angie and Wild Horses. Those are good songs.
What's I guess what's your preferred least favorite band to cover?
My least favorite band to cover.
But your preferred not so favorite band, I guess I should say.
Well, I like to cover, me personally, I love Springsteen. I love his music. So that would be my favorite. My least favorite would be, you know what? I really don't have an answer for that, because if I didn't want to cover it, I wouldn't play it.
You're playing it.
Now we do. I would say the most recent in our band that we would cover is like Four Non-Blondes.
Mm-hmm.
And I could do without that, but it's always a crowd pleaser. I don't care too much for what was that one song we were doing? You got to change your evil ways. Didn't we do that one? We did that one with I don't care for that. So we cut that. As soon as I kicked the guy out of the band that played that song, we got rid of that song. We've had a lineup that's gone back and forth. So we're
just
we're pretty good now. Yeah, with a couple people, with our bass player and our lead guitar player. But I think we got a solid lineup now.
Good.
Yeah, I'm real happy with the lineup.
Yeah, I hope it lasts for you too.
I hope so too. Put a lot of money into the sound equipment and all that stuff. And we actually practice at our house. So again, there's Adrienne sacrificing, her night to allow us to practice.
Do you record at a studio or do you record?
I have recorded at Perfect Image Recording, which is a guy in Hendersonville who was Grammy nominated. So and the price is right. So I've been to him with Preacher's Daughter, Mushroom is Always Something. And then we got a new one coming out, but I still don't know if I want to release it or not. And that's where we recorded. Haven't recorded anywhere else because it is extremely expensive to record in Nashville.
Oh, I bet.
So once you find that gold nugget, but you get what you pay for. And my philosophy is, you can spend $1,000 on a song. Easy. We've spent at the most $300 on one song. My buddy Rollin, who's recording one of our songs, Bottom Shelf Whiskey, is spending on one song. And guess where it's going to go? Right on Spotify with the guy's song who paid $300.
Yeah.
I mean, who's really going to know the difference in the recording when you're listening to it on your phone? You know what I mean? So I try to think of it as a very, economical way to do things. Because I really don't want to spend $1,000 on a song, even though, if you do get Nashville musicians to record your song, it probably would sound phenomenal. But I try to record with people that I know.
Yeah.
It's a plus that I have a band, and they can just come in and play and record, and that's what you get. Did I answer your question?
I believe so. Oh.
Adrian's like, you're blabbing.
Nothing wrong with blabbing either, because I'll do that a lot.
It's my wife's favorite song, by the way. Take It to the Limit.
Take It to the Limit.
By the Eagles. Loves this song. It's so great because when I do this song, usually I haven't done it with the band, but I've done it with, as a solo all the time. There's a line in the song is, if it all fell to pieces tomorrow, would you still be mine? And I always look out in the crowd and our eyes meet and she always shakes her head. Yeah, she'll still be there, but all falls apart. Because we've sacrificed. She sacrificed a lot to get us where we're at. She tells people all the time, if he wasn't any good, do you think I'd sell my house? Because she did. She had a house that was all paid for. She had land. She had just about anything you needed. Completely, mortgage free. And she got rid of it all, sold the house, and followed me to Nashville, which was, how can you ask for any more than that?
Yeah.
To have somebody believe in you like they do.
No, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Because, I'm glad it's working out for you in Nashville too.
It is. Like I said, we carved our little part of the
Yeah, that's how
pie.
It starts.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good adventure. It's a fun ride.
Do you have any favorite spots down there you like to play?
Anywhere. Anywhere that'll have you and they'll pay you. I took my band out to, it's called Tuck's Bar, and that was out on the Alabama line. And this bar had everybody playing there. I mean, we're talking big names. And we got to play on the stage that Merle Haggard played on. and Gene
cool.
Watson and Wade Hayes and all these different country music performers. And I knew somebody who was the son of Grand Ole Opry star cowboy Hawkshaw Hawkins. And Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. told his friend who owned the bar about our band, never even heard us before, but he knew me and had heard me, So we were able to go play Tuck's Bar. And we played that, I think, 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of...
and they paid us good. So
yeah,
that was nice. In order to make any money down in Nashville, you got to go out of Nashville. You really do. Because, a gig in Nashville, you'll play for you'll play for 3 hours. No, yeah, you play 3 or 4 hours and you'll make $500. And if you got 5 guys in your band, you're only making $100 a guy.
Yeah.
But then you got to take into consideration, you got to drive out there, you got to set up, you got to tear down, you got to wrap it up, then you got to drive back to Nashville. The money doesn't balance out. So you do it because you love to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to do it. I play for free. And I have just to be able to, because then, hopefully you get tips. But you do it because you love to do it. It's the only thing that keeps you going.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm doing this now. I love talking to people, love meeting new people, because this is our first time meeting.
It is.
I don't know if anybody would be able to tell, because I think we're pretty friendly.
We are.
But yeah, first time meeting. You played with my dad way back when. And
Hearts of Stone.
Hearts of Stone.
With Jody Strong. Jody at the time is my best friend. And we met in church together. And we had a gospel group. And then from a gospel group, we ended up, I was really involved in going to church and doing the right thing, straight and narrow. And Jody wanted to start playing in a band. I'm like, if you want to do that, that's playing bars. That's where the devil's at. And so it ended up that I joined him and your dad just playing bass, just to sit in with them. I never played bass before in my life. And then I ended up playing bass with them. And we played for a year, maybe, or more. Played around Niles. Played the Golden Stallion, played the Silver Nugget. I can't remember all the other places we played. But
the Silver Nugget was right around here, wasn't it?
It was, until it burned down. Which I was reminded tonight by my cousin. The night we played there, there was a big fist fight broke out. And I told Adrian, I said, that's a real dive. I said, it's a dive when you walk in and you see some guy peeing in the corner by the record or by the cigarette machine.
Yeah, just different standards.
No, you shouldn't pee in the corner anywhere. No. But at that time, I was so, this can't play in bars, So I'm the one that quit the band, because I felt like, God does not want you to play in bars. And I don't remember, I think the band, went under after that. But, and then later I'm begging Jody to play with me. So come on, we go play in bars, and he never wanted to. I mean, it was the fire had gone out in him.
Oh, was that his last project?
He tried to do some solo stuff, and he recorded a couple albums at home on his Korg 16, 12 track recorder or whatever it was. And that's all he did. He never really played out anywhere. I'm the one that kept going. I don't even think your dad played anywhere with anybody else. But I kept going. And then after the Hearts of Stone, you're changing.
Yeah. My bad.
After the Hearts of Stone, I had I felt bad that I felt like I walked away from God. So I put Penitent Heart together, which was a Christian rock band.
You felt like you walked away from God because you were playing in the bars?
Yeah, I did. Because at that time I had two babies, and I was never home, which ended up. I say that a lot. Which ended up. I bet you play your podcast back, you hear that a million times. Which ended up.
I'll be saying,
yeah, or and
there's a whole bunch of likely culprits.
Yeah. And then when I had the Christian band, I ended up not being home anyway. So I went from one extreme to the other. My babies were at home, or then I would go and take them to where we rehearsed at. There was plenty of places for them to run around with their bikes and their big wheels, and it was home away from home when their mother worked, and that lasted a couple of years, and then I didn't play for a long time, except in church. That's for a long time, and then 2018 is when I started saying, maybe I'm all right. Maybe I should go out and play out.
Yeah, I was only ever in one group. I've jammed multiple times with Kayvon and a couple others, but I committed to one group for about 6 months.
That kid is a beast on
Kayvon?
guitar.
He's a talent for sure.
I wish I could play like him. Man.
And I keep telling him to don't get discouraged and stick with it.
Why doesn't he move to Nashville? I mean, he
would kill down in Nashville, I feel like. He'd probably be able to find a little bit more enjoyment too, because I don't want to speak for him, but he wants to do his own, the solo stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of blues and soul, and there's just not a big market for that around here. And
no,
like you were saying earlier, not a big market for original stuff.
No, I mean, he's a beast. I've watched him. He used to go up to JR's in Austintown, and that's where I started my first open mic, is where I met Tyrone. And like I said earlier, Tyrone Hornbuckle was a big influence on Kayvon, and he also is a big influence on me. Basically showed me the ropes, how to go get gigs and how to go play out. But I watched him.
He showed you?
Tyrone.
Oh, okay.
And Kayvon would go up there and he would just melt the place. I mean, he's like a combination of Jimi Hendrix and at the time, Tyrone. And I mean, he was to just be in the shadow of his playing, man. Let some of that fall on me. Yeah,
there's not a lot of good words to describe how well he plays, because it's just phenomenal. And like you said, it melts you.
I'm telling you, and you get up there and you think, yeah, I did a pretty good job. And then you got Kayvon that comes up there and it's just like, why did I pick up my guitar in the first place? I could play a little bit of lead. Okay. I taught myself. And I've only been playing lead since I turned 50. 50 is when I got my Telecaster, and that's a whole nother podcast. But anyway, that's when I got my Telecaster, and I found Marty Schwartz on YouTube, and he showed, how, because I always thought if if you could play lead guitar, you've been touched by the gods, because only the gods can do that. I had no idea I could do that, and I had no idea it was that easy, you know. But there are some people that do it that just like, good night, you know.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen up there, you know.
Yeah, then Buckethead.
It's just, it's crazy how good he can play.
And he does it so effortlessly. Like it doesn't look like it cost him anything. He's just up there and he's going at it. He kind of looks bored sometimes, honestly.
Some people just are born with that. And I consider myself blessed because I can play the guitar and I can write music. But there are some people that just get a little more of that touch, you know. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. You know who Brad Paisley is?
Yeah.
And he's one of the reasons why I wanted to play lead guitar in the first place. I thought, man, if this guy can do it, I can do it, right? Yeah, right. I listen to him all the time. I'm just listening, you know, I'm like, how do you get your guitar to sound like that? And I gotta put a shout out to my lead guitar player that's in 422 West.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. He's younger than I am. And we were practicing the other day, and he had never heard, what song was it that we were doing? It might have been, Run to You by Bryan Adams.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an old song, but we're an old band. We play old people's music. And my buddy Steve was like, well, this is how you do the lead. He goes, and he picked up the guitar, and it sounded like Bryan Adams was playing, you know. And it's just so good how some people can play that guitar, you know. And Drew is great. I didn't think we'd be able to replace our last guitar player, because our last guitar player was really good. And then there's Drew.
Yeah. That's here above. That's awesome.
Now, if you listen to Mushroom, and I give credit where credit is due. You listen to Mushroom, Matt Nagy played lead guitar. He arranged the lead guitar on that track, and he was our lead guitar player when 422 West first started. And since then, you know, he went on to other things. But I'm like, how can Drew, who's never even heard Mushroom before, how can he duplicate what I want him to duplicate the way Matt did it? It's amazing. Because, I mean, he tears it up.
Yeah.
Tears it up. And then shout out to our bass player, Zach Loss. He went ahead and he laid the bass tracks down for Mushroom, and It's Always Something, and just did killer. He's not with the band anymore either. He's got his own Led Zeppelin tribute project that he does.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, what takes the longest to record for you guys then? Like, you have five instruments, four instruments?
Five piece band. And it's so funny because all the recordings that we've done have not been with the whole entire band. We had a drummer who was on It's Always Something that Brian wishes every day, Brian's our drummer, that he could have played on it. But at the time, I didn't know if Brian wanted to play, because we were in another band together, and that's a whole nother podcast. But so I was afraid to call Brian. Brian was afraid to call me. And then I ended up using somebody else. And then all this whole time I could have used Brian. You know, it was a big misunderstanding. But anyway, he's on It's Always Something. And so it was Brian, it was Matt, it was Steve, and Zach. And then when we did Mushroom, it was me and Brian and Matt. And Steve played the guitar. And then on Preacher's Daughter, it was me, and Matt and Steve and Brian. Those are the 4. So I've never been able to go into the studio and record me, Steve, Drew, Brian, and our other Matt. So
you ever have a full practice?
We practice every Thursday. We try to.
Yeah. That seems to be the most hardest part of the band, I feel like, for a lot of bands, is just showing up to practice.
Well, you know what? Some people think that they don't need to practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I disagree. I think we should practice as much as we can and as much as my wife allows it. Because that's where you become the band. You don't become the band on the stage. You become the band while you're practicing.
Yeah, that's where the chemistry starts to form. And you start to feed off of each other or figure out how you can feed off of each other.
And if you if you think you're better if you think you're better and you don't need to practice and you don't need to be a part of my band. Because you always have to sharpen your tools. You do. Because you can definitely tell when you don't practice. But I tell you what, when you don't practice and then you get together and you practice, it just all comes, it all comes together.
Yeah, you have a 20-minute jam and you're like, holy hell, I wish we were recording that.
Holy hell. Yeah. For sure. And I love the guys that I'm playing with. Steve Brown, I call him my number 2. Me and him, when we sing, we got really good harmonies together. And he's a fantastic songwriter. He's won awards. He's a fantastic songwriter. Brian, my drummer, Brian Baudino, I told him when I met him at Jolly Ollie's, we were playing the open mic there. And that's the first time I got to play with Brian. He came up and he played while I played. And I said, if I ever put a band together, you are going to be my drummer. He's been my drummer ever since, So those 2 guys have been central to my music down in Nashville. Yeah.
That's good. Trying to think of things that we haven't covered yet. We've talked a lot now.
Let's talk about influence.
Influences?
Sure. What are your influences?
If I'm writing, or thinking of something I could play on the bass, I have a Doors, Bob Dylan kind of voice in my head. So a lot of the times there's like a little swing beat involved.
Sure. That's right. You're a bass player.
Yeah, I consider myself a bass player.
You come down and sit in with us one time. Sometimes my bass player, he's got other engagements sometimes and he can't make practice. Here's the other bad thing about playing in Nashville. Everybody lives so far apart. We got a guy that lives all the way out in Murfreesboro, and Murfreesboro is an hour at least. And that's just driving in from Murfreesboro to Nashville. You haven't even calculated the traffic. It's a nightmare.
Is Nashville really huge?
It's like, not,
is it big?
Nashville itself is not big, okay? But Nashville
and all of it's
like Youngstown. You got Boardman, you got Austintown, you got Poland, you got Canfield.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Nashville, Hendersonville, Bellevue, Belmead, Murfreesboro, Brentwood, Franklin, Hendersonville. All those areas there, they kind of make up Nashville. But Murfreesboro's outside of all that.
Mm.
And so he's got to drive in from Murfreesboro, or he comes from Old Hickory where he works at. Then you got Steve who comes in from Antioch, which is the town before Murfreesboro. And then you got our guitar player, Drew, who lives in Brentwood, and he's got to drive into town. And I said all this to say you got all all these guys coming at the same time when the traffic is so bad in Nashville.
Yeah, that was my next question. It's really bad.
Terrible. I don't go to work until about 8:30, and by then traffic starts to subside because I drive Uber. But man, when you're trying to get home at 3 o'clock, or you're trying to go somewhere, especially if you're going to Hendersonville, it is a nightmare. How long did it take us to get from Nashville to Hendersonville the other night? No, to Gallatin. Hour and 15 minutes. And if the roads are open, and what I mean, like at night, like after I come home from a recording session in Hendersonville, the roads are pretty much empty and I can fly home. There's no flying at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 9 times out of 10, it's a dead stop. Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, what's the time difference on the open road?
20 minutes.
Holy cow. So like an hour. And that's just sitting there. That sucks.
Yeah, don't plan nothing.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up and win the lottery. Get you a helicopter. Fly everybody in.
Yeah. But you know, I am blessed. You know, we got a nice place that we live in. I got a whole area to practice with the band in. Ryan can bring his drums in and set them up, and I can leave the microphones and everything all set up all the time. And it's just great. You know, a lot of bands, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of times, you have to go out and rent a space so you can practice. So we're really blessed as far as that goes. We got everything. We just need some gigs. So if anybody out there looking for a band, we're available. You'll
find his information in the description and on Facebook, and I'm sure it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, hopefully.
Give you a nice shout out.
Hopefully.
I'll probably break this up. I mean, I'm going to release this thing as a whole, then I'll probably break it up in smaller pieces. I've been trying to do that at least now.
That's cool.
Yeah, make it easier. Other than music, anything you think you might like to discuss? You're not a hockey fan.
No. Let's talk about, well, are you a Star Wars fan?
I like some Star Wars.
All right, we could talk some Star Wars.
I saw.
We only have so long, so we'll
go to at least till the end of this, because I think it's been a little bit more than an hour now.
Oh, okay. Has it been more than an hour, Adrian? Yeah, okay. All right, go ahead.
Like my favorite Star Wars so far. It's a tie between. I really like Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith.
Then I really like Episode 5.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, because they're in Cloud City and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I guess that Solo movie was really good too.
No, that movie was garbage.
You didn't like
I can't
Solo?
believe you even would bring this up
what
in
about
my
Rogue
presence.
One? Did you not
Rogue
like Rogue
One? Was fantastic.
Okay,
if you go,
I liked both of those.
If you go in, Solo was garbage. No offense. If you go to my house in our studio, I have all the posters hanging up framed. I have the original Star Wars, of course, Empire, Jedi, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and Rogue One. That's where it should end. That's where it ends. We're not even going to talk about what Disney has done to Star Wars, because
I can't even watch after Episode 7.
I don't want to drop any F-bombs on your podcast. That's a whole nother podcast.
the mistakes made by Disney.
The sequel trilogy. The only good thing that has come out of Disney is the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. I will give them that. and I will give them Rogue One. But that's it. And how dare you kill off Han Solo?
Yeah, probably just don't even have him in the movie. No, that just didn't feel right. A lot of things in that movie just didn't feel right, though. It wasn't just that scene.
If you watch,
I know he's returned.
My wife, she's rolling her eyes. But if you watch the original Star Wars and you watch The Force Awakens side by side, they're almost identical.
So they're just duplicating it. Yeah.
I think they remade it for a new generation. And you know what? That's like changing chapters in the Bible. You don't do it.
Yeah, I just don't see the point in it when episodes 4 through 6 are already really good. You can't top those. I even like the prequels because I liked Phantom Menace. I thought that was a really good Star Wars.
Well,
Attack of the Clones too, because you get to see all those Jedi in the Colosseum.
Yeah,
you don't get to see that anywhere else.
But you have to understand something. After 1983, for 16 years, there was no Star Wars. And then when they said that there was going to be a Star Wars, Phantom Menace is what they gave us. What a disappointment.
Yeah.
What a disappointment. And
they blew up a little space station in that one.
And I'll say 3 words: Jar Jar Binks.
You're not a big fan of Jar Jar?
No.
I heard he's a Sith.
No, he's something else.
That was my generation's version of the Ewok, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because I hear mixed reviews about Ewoks.
You talk to your dad about Star Wars. Because I remember he got Star Wars, and I remember going over there and watching Star Wars or something. I've watched it so many times I can't even count anymore. And that's just something that's always been a constant with me. I don't know why. For the life of me, I don't know why. But it's always been a big part of my life. Star Wars music and Jesus. That's
can't top that, honestly.
The what? Yeah, new song: Star Wars, Jesus, and Jedi. No music. What was it? Jesus. Jesus was a Jedi. No.
He was definitely
I don't want to wreck on the way home. So I better watch what I say.
He was definitely force sensitive of some type.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But no, seriously, and I love movies. It's a shame what's happened to movies. It costs so much money to go to the movies.
What's your favorite kind? Like action or like drama? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of subcategories. I like war movies though. I like 1917.
I love war movies. I think Platoon and
I haven't seen Platoon yet.
Oh, dude.
That's what Charlie Sheen or his dad?
Charlie Sheen. You're thinking Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse
Now was Charlie Sheen's dad, Martin Sheen.
I heard they're both very good, but Platoon I've heard is
fantastic.
Very good.
Platoon and Saving Private Ryan are probably the 2 greatest war movies ever made. But I said all that to say about just movies in general. I used to love going to movies. Movies cost so much. And we just went and saw the Springsteen movie, and it's already going to be on digital.
Yeah.
It didn't do well at all.
It looked good, though.
You have to know the story to appreciate it. Adrian hated it.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like Bruce Springsteen.
Are you excited for the Michael Jackson movie coming out? Yeah.
Did you see the previews of it? I haven't seen the previews.
Oh, it looks good.
Does it look good?
Yeah. It looks good.
Right. Well,
my favorite one so far has been Elton John's. Rocket Man.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Elton John? Not a fan or a really big fan?
I love Elton John's music. Older Elton John.
two mid conditions of his Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
Those are my holy grail. That and By the Dots by the Who. I have a mid condition in that.
Okay.
Or is it by the numbers, not by the dots?
Like I was telling you earlier, Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, Born in the USA, Eagles' Greatest Hits. Those are probably my three. And the Grease soundtrack. I have to put that up there.
Grease is really good.
The Grease soundtrack is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, when we got married, when Adrian and I got married, when they pronounced us man and wife, we danced to "We Go Together Like ding ding dong."
That's
we
awesome.
had everybody dancing. It was pretty cool. And the Star Wars soundtrack, the original Star Wars soundtrack, was a big favorite record of mine. Album. Yeah.
I'll have to find that. Because I do like the music in the Star Wars. I like orchestras.
The original Star Wars soundtrack by John Williams. There's just something about that album. I bought it when it first came out, and it's just something in it. The music is just so good. Same with the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, Indiana Jones. John Williams' music is just phenomenal. You can't have a movie without John Williams' music.
Yeah, no, Star Wars theme song is definitely iconic. Indiana Jones' theme song, iconic.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Superman.
Oh, he did Superman?
He did everything. Superman.
The Christopher Reeves Superman?
Reeves Superman.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
What else did he do? E.T.?
Yeah, he's just knocking it out of the park every opportunity he gets.
Every opportunity. Saving Private Ryan. Every Spielberg movie he's done, John Williams has done.
And what's the guy who did the Toy Story soundtrack? That's his son.
No. You
I
talking
forget
about
his name now?
Like what's his name?
It's Ray or something, right?
No.
No?
You talking when they were saying "You Got a Friend
Yeah.
in Me"? No, that's who is that? Hun? Who is that?
Newman? Is that his name?
Yeah, Newman. Not Gary Newman. He did Cars. Here in my car. I can save this tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Whoever's listening, call that number below on your screen. What's his name?
Ones. Something Newman.
It is Newman. Hello, Newman. I can't think of what it is.
He's just got a good voice.
I don't like his voice.
No?
He used to be big in the 70s. He had a song called Short People Got No Reason To. Short people got no reason to live.
Do you like stuff like Sinatra and whatnot?
No, not at all. No.
I've been getting into that. Seth MacFarlane has a good album.
Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah. He does a whole bunch of the show tune songs.
Are you talking about Family Guy Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah, the same guy who does poop jokes is making professional music. I don't know what kind of how you describe it, but mobsters would listen to it if they were still around.
Wow. Well, Bob Dylan has just ran out.
Yeah, I think that's our time then.
That's our time. Well, I want to thank you for having me out, having us out. We really enjoyed it.
Oh, you had a good time then?
We had a great time. Did you have a good time?
Awesome. I'm glad.
Did you learn anything?
I think I learned a lot, and I'm gonna have to rewatch it to learn it again because it's hard to retain stuff while I'm sitting here.
Send me the the stream or whatever, so I can listen to it. I usually don't like to listen to myself, and I probably will get 3 minutes into it, and I said, "Shut up! I'm shutting this off. I sound ridiculous."
That's the worst part about going in there and like matching up the vocal to the video. And
Yeah,
have to listen to myself, but it gets easier over time.
yeah. Well, if you are listening and you like my music, you can follow me on Spotify, Bobby Ray Music, BobbyRayMusic.com, Instagram, Bobby Ray Music. And
check out The Preacher's Daughter.
Preacher's Daughter, yeah. And we got a new
Mushrooms
one
is good.
Mushroom. We got a Christmas song coming out, so that'll be out before Christmas, hopefully. And another one called "The Closest I've Been to Heaven," but it's been hell writing it. I'll tell you that, or recording it. I'll tell you that. Tell your dad I said hi.
I will.
Tell Kayvon I'm sorry we missed him.
I will.
And if you make your way down to Nashville, look us up. You have a place to stay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll definitely come check out some shows while I'm down there, too. Yeah.
We don't like going down there. We stay away from that, don't we? Yeah, we do. Well, I appreciate you.
Well, thank you for being here.
Absolutely. And you play good music.